Huge win, and I don't know whether you were at that game with me pre-Christmas, Rob, where Ruben Amorim's the manager of Manchester United. Manchester United playing against 10-man Everton, and Everton go and win 1-0, and it feels like a complete and utter turnaround from that moment. Despair that night, you're thinking, where are Manchester United going? I remember being incredibly frustrated on commentary. I mean, Manchester United haven't played well tonight at all in the game. In fact, they were really poor in the quality. Maybe Everton's sort of what will be compact defensive shape, maybe having 10 days, 2 weeks off, just lost a little bit of rhythm. But what they have done is they've dug in and they've kept a clean sheet, which is a good thing. Good thing for Lenny Yoro, I think, coming in, because I think Martinez, before the game, when you heard that Martinez wasn't playing, you thought that could be a problem. Obviously, United's back four has been quite solid in the last couple of weeks. The goalkeeper, I thought, was my man of the match tonight. Not necessarily because he made loads of amazing saves, but everything he did, he just did really calmly and well. The tip over the bar at the end, there was a shot for him to Tariq George, wasn't it? That was just bounced in front of him and he just held it. And then Everton must have had about 8 or 9 corners. He didn't deal with every single one, but he dealt with a lot of them. And I think having a goalkeeper of composure who just does his job calmly, isn't frantic, isn't sort of rushing around, I think makes a big difference in moments like that when you come into a place like this and they're putting enormous pressure on you. So, look, it's a good night for Manchester United in a game whereby you'll say that they weren't at the best, but we got 3 points, and really big 3 points. Obviously, Liverpool getting that late win yesterday put a little bit of pressure on Manchester United, but they go up there into 4th now on the sort of shoulder of Aston Villa in a really great position. Obviously, Palace to come at the weekend who are having a challenging time. So, yeah, that's a really important win tonight. I think, look, in terms of sort of things to look at, Manchester United still look like when they're playing against a team that sits deep, they just don't quite have the sort of what would be the sustained quality, tempo and sort of rhythm in the passing to be able to sort of really break through teams. They still look better on the counter-attack. And I have to say, and we'll come on to the goal, I'm sure, that's one of the best counter-attacking goals you'll see.
I just want to mention Ruben Amorim, though, as you brought his name up. I mean, he must be looking at these results now and wondering what the difference is. Is it as simple as the change of system that he was wedded to?
Look, I think obviously he got a number of things wrong when you look at what's happening now. I mean, not changing he did change the system a little bit in a couple of games, and it looked like that could be a way forward, but then against Wolves he went back the way. And that felt to me like the sort of terminal blow for Ruben Amorim. And then you look at sort of what happened with Kobbie Mainoo, and you look at Kobbie Mainoo out there playing alongside Casemiro, and they look like a very competent pair. I mean, Kobbie Mainoo looks like a football player. I mean, he looks like he can play the position really well. He looks like he can handle the ball, which he can. And he looks like he's back to his best. And I think that that's something that obviously stands out. The system of play, Kobbie Mainoo, injuries, AFCON, obviously Harry Maguire coming back. There are a number of things. The mood, obviously, of Michael, the composure of Michael, the thing that obviously I think has changed. Maybe they're liking more what they're seeing on the training pitch. So you put all those things together, but it's, you know, Ruben Amorim must be sat there at home watching Manchester United. I mean, I don't think he's a guy that will sit there and think that, you know, I can't believe this is happening. I think he'll be, you know, he's worked with a lot of these players and a lot of the staff. But I think he might be sat there thinking, what will I do differently in the future when I'm in that same position again and I get another job, and maybe I am sort of being a little bit stubborn and not quite sort of making the changes that the players want. But tonight, I thought Manchester United started quite well in the first 5 or 10 minutes, but then obviously just the real lack of quality, and sort of, I mean, it was almost called giveaway. It wasn't possession, it was giveaway for about half an hour between Everton and Manchester United. They were just constantly sort of making errors on the ball, and like I say, both teams, you didn't really have an idea about how both teams would score a goal. You knew that one goal was going to win it. It was a real, I mean, at half time we sat there and thinking, I hope this improves. And I think Jamie Carrick said at half time, this is two of the top 10 teams in the Premier League, and you're watching a game there and there wasn't a lot. And at one point I wondered whether the pitch looked a little bit heavy. I don't know what you thought on that. I mean, did you think that or not?
It was unusual, wasn't it, to see a Premier League pitch like that, holding a bit of water.
Yeah, and I thought it looks perfect, and it hasn't been torrential rain like we've seen in the last few weeks. It's just a little bit of light drizzling. You think it's going to be absolutely perfect to zip it around, but it just didn't quite play like that, and the players maybe didn't. Obviously, the players didn't contribute to that either. But Look, number of things. I think Everton, will be really frustrated. I think that all those set pieces they had in the second half, they'll have thought that maybe they should have got. Well, they'll definitely think they should have got something out of those. The pressure that they were putting on the goalkeeper, the Manchester United defenders, they'll think that, was it 10 corners they had in that period? And you're thinking out of that, not necessarily directly from a corner, but even for when a second phase and the ball comes out, that you'll hit one, it'll deflect and it'll go in it. They didn't really create a chance. I can't remember a chance that they had from one of those corners, which is credit to Manchester United. He's now actually here doing an interview, Sesko And Lammens. I think he's actually doing it into the studio with Edwin van der Sar, which I think, to be fair, I wish I was listening to this. But listening to, here we go. Let's listen to this for a second. Yeah, Edwin's just saying there that obviously it's the first season in the Premier League and, you made a couple of good saves, you're dealing with things with your hands, your good composure. I've said it before, I'm not going to say it again, people will get tired of me saying it. I do think it's the most difficult position and most scrutinised position in English football, and I had my concerns when he came in. I thought, why would you take a chance with a goalkeeper who's young, who's not got the pedigree, who's played in a different league, who's going to come to Manchester United? He could eat him up, and it is early, but he looks like he's got the temperament, and he's got the technical quality, and he's doing the right things, and he holds the ball when he should hold it. He punches when he should punch it, but even when he punches, it's not one of those wild punches. It's just a solid sort of everything seems under control. And I like order in my goalkeepers. I don't like anything that's frantic, that demonstrates anxiety to a crowd. Because if you do that at Old Trafford, that's Stretford then behind you at one end and the K stand at the other. If they can feel and smell that goalkeeper's not quite right and that they got a little bit of sort of nervousness about them, it won't go well. It will not go well. And this kid, to be fair, he's come in. I really have been impressed with him. And look, he looks like he's got a big, big future. Early days, but I'm not really sort of talking about this last 4 or 5 matches. I'm talking about when Manchester United were under significant pressure and if you think about it, the clouds are circling under Ruben Amorim, and I still thought that he was doing quite well in that period. So now, in a team that's winning, he looks even better. But I think just overall, throughout the whole period, coming in at a challenging time, an ever-changing defence, Ruben Amorim used to change his centre-backs every 10 seconds. I think he's done brilliantly well, and I give him man of the match today just purely because I thought he actually contributed to Manchester United's clean sheet, probably more than the 4 defenders who did really well too.
We're going to talk more in a moment about goalkeepers because that has been the theme of the night on Monday Night Football, but we're going to take a more historical angle. But you've spoken about the goalkeeper. What about the goal scorer? Because Sesko had a rough time as well under Amorim. It didn't seem like he could score. Now the goals are coming more freely. Has he done enough to earn a starting place?
If he's not there, he's certainly right on the door, and he should be banging down on Michael Carrick. I think I liked his celebration. Because I'd like to see aggression from him. He's 6'4". He should be beating centre backs up. And there's a little bit when you saw him earlier on in the season, he looked a little bit timid, a little bit upright, and just now he's just starting to have a little bit more power about him. And he's quite quick when he actually gets going, and you see him sort of make his moves forward. But that celebration, I thought, was a message to everybody. Also mainly those Manchester United fans over in the corner who were going wild. But that was a message to say, get me in this damn team now. This is my start. I start next time. I think he'll have been really disappointed, having scored the goal against West Ham, which is a wonderful goal, not to be in that team today. You say he had a difficult time under Ruben Amorim, absolutely, but Michael Carrick's not started him yet in any game.
Yeah.
So he's obviously, to be fair, preferring other players, it's fair to say. However, what he's now done in these last 3 games, the winner against Fulham, the West Ham goal, which was a big goal to get a point out of that game where United didn't play well, and then this today, a winner in a game where, again, Manchester United haven't played well. It was a world-class counter-attack. And absolutely, I always think the best Manchester United goals, my favourite Manchester United goal ever is the actual Ronaldo header away in, I think it was Rome, in the Champions League. I've never seen anything like it. It's like monumental. But then when you put the other goals in there, I always think of counter-attacking goals. The goal at Arsenal in the Champions League, another goal at Arsenal, I think, in the league. Just amazing, quick, devastating counter-attacks are what I believe, I see when I think of a Manchester United goal. That is as good as you'll see. The Cunha pass is absolutely sensational. And then Burmo, that's when he's at his absolute best. When you think of him at Brentford or you think of him at his best at United in these last few months, is when he's running on to play the counter-attacking. And United are a better counter-attacking team than they are actually trying to break teams down. And then you see Sesko's run, and it's the classic. And he's got a bit to do. He's got a good goalkeeper in front of him, and he just really solidly hits it into the corner. And I don't know how long, it must have been 5 or 6 seconds from the point it was cleared out of the box. But it was a brilliant goal. And for Sesko now, I think on Sunday against Crystal Palace, I think he starts. And I haven't always been convinced about him this season. But what you have to do, I think, is move with what you see. And I think there is a moment now where United have just struggled in the last couple of games against West Ham and Everton. He looks like he's growing in his game and in his body, and he looks like he's got more power in his sort of performance. His confidence is high. And I think now on Sunday, I think Michael Carrick starts him. Just feeling how Michael will look at that, I think it would kill the lad if he didn't start on Sunday. So I think what you'll see on Sunday is probably Cunha to the left and Burmo to the right. I think Sesko up top, and I think you'll see Bruno obviously in behind. And I think that Ahmad will just slip out for a game, which he's been really good, Ahmad, but I think Sesko starts Sunday because I don't think you can't not start him. Scoring 3 games on the bounce, scoring winners and equalisers, doing what he's done tonight, you've got to put him in. I think, to be fair, before the game today, I thought, will he play him? I thought he might play him just because Everton, I think, have conceded more headed goals from crosses than most of the teams. And I thought, Sesko in there obviously is more of a threat than Cunha or Mbeumo, but decided to go with those 4 that I like. I like the 4 up top. They're really lively and bright. But if teams are going to sit deep against you, which I think, to be fair, West Ham did, Everton did, Crystal Palace are likely to maybe do on Sunday, then maybe Sesko's a bit more, obviously he's got a lot more presence and maybe it'll suit him. So I think he starts Sunday and he deserves it. A lot of pressure. I just said before about the biggest pressure, I think, in English football. I think he's a Manchester United goalkeeper, but not far behind that would be a striker who comes for big money to United. Because if you don't score goals, and it was saying back in my day, people think that the pressure was just applied to players here. When Andy Cole didn't score for a long time and Diego Forlan didn't score for a long time at United, there was big pressure building on those players. Teddy Sheringham in his first season at Manchester United, when he came in for Eric Cantona, he got absolutely hammered. So I think that when you come in as a striker with a big price tag, you've got to deliver, and he's starting to deliver. He really is.
Is there a danger that you make yourself too useful in doing it from the bench, that a manager will keep you back for when a team's tiring, and that situation with the break just suits you and suits that player?
Yeah, I mean, look, there is a danger that maybe that he's sort of getting that super sub type title, but I don't think he's that type. I think he's a starting player. I don't think he's a super sub. He has been a super sub in the last few games because he's needed to be. But I don't think he is someone. I think he's someone now that Michael will look at and think, right, okay, I've not started you in a single game, by the way. I've preferred other players, which sends a clear message that I like other players instead of you. However, on Sunday, I'm going to play you because I think you deserve it and I like you now in front of them. So he's worked his way into a position the hard way through Ruben Amorim, which was a struggle for him, coming in with that price tag. And then, you look at how Cunha and maybe Mbeumo have settled in a lot quicker because they played in the league before. This kid's younger and he's obviously not played in the Premier League. And he just looked a little bit awkward. But we saw Gyökeres yesterday. I thought Gyökeres was his best performance of the season for Arsenal. And he's at times been below par and sort of tried to get up to speed. I think Sesko's been like that at times during this season. But he looks a lot more confident. I don't think he's ever going to be the perfect striker, similar like I said yesterday about Gyökeres. But if he can be a handful, if he can contribute with goals, if he can hold things up, if he can link play, then that'll be enough. That will be enough because you don't have to be always perfect. And today, like you say, I think it's a big moment for him. He starts on Sunday. I don't think he will be a super sub. I think that, he will end up getting into the team. And if he gets into the team, he's on 7 goals now or 8 goals?
8 goals now, yeah.
8 goals. I mean, now if he can sort of... How many games have United got left? 10? 11?
11 now.
11.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if he can get another 4 or 5 and finish this season in double figures, yeah, I think to be fair, in his first season, which with the struggle that the team were having at the beginning, I think that would be deemed to be a good season. So he's got all in front of him to play for, and I think he will. I say Crystal Palace. It'll be a bit of a damp swim now, wouldn't it? If he doesn't start, he will start. Yeah. I'm pretty convinced.
Okay, we shall see. How do you read the Champions League race now? Villa and Chelsea dropping points this weekend. Liverpool getting a victory that in the eyes of many they didn't necessarily deserve. But it is looking quite strong now, isn't it, for Manchester United, that situation?
Yeah. I mean, there was a period for that 5 or 6 weeks where they played games where you kept thinking they could go into the top 4 and they didn't. And now they are. They've got an incredible opportunity to finish in the top 4. I think they will. I think the other teams start playing in Europe. They've got distractions. United haven't got any distractions. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean they've had no game for 2 weeks and haven't played particularly well here today. But I just think they're now starting to get over the line in games where they wouldn't have done before. And yeah, I think they've got a look. It's too early to say. I think they could finish third. I really do think they could finish third. And I think I said a couple of weeks ago, I thought Villa might just get pulled back a little bit. Like I say, these teams have got European football in front of them, and that's a big distraction. And Manchester United don't have that. And I think they're in a decent place. You look at the players out there, they go over to celebrate tonight, look like they're in a decent sort of mood. They're winning when they play well, they're winning when they don't play well, they're picking up points when they didn't play well at West Ham. So all of the right things are starting to happen. They've hit a really good run. I do think they'll finish third or fourth. I mean, I've probably said at times in this last 3 months, Manchester United have no chance of finishing the Champions League. But this is just a bizarre season. Teams are dropping points. Chelsea dropped points against Burnley on Saturday. Villa dropped points. Liverpool obviously did win in the end. But yeah, I think United get there now, and that'll be a sort of big move in terms of where they were last season. I think it'll be a big move to get into Champions League football, and where they were a few weeks ago, obviously when they sack a manager, and you don't think for the life of you that they can go and beat Arsenal and Manchester City and everyone else that they've beaten in this last few weeks. So it's been an incredible points total that's been pulled together, and I think they're now, I won't say clear favourites to finish in the top 4, but they are in pole position.
Well, Michael, a hard-earned victory tonight. How pleased are you with that performance and that result?
It certainly was, yeah. We had to do a lot of work tonight. Credit to everyone, they made it difficult. They made us defend our box with a lot of corners at times, but I thought the spirit, the way we defended as a team around the box was top class, and in the end the clean sheet has got us a result. Fantastic goal, great breakaway, good finish from Ben. We can play better than that. We can play a lot better in certain aspects, but at the same time it was really pleasing to come away from home and win 1-0.
So much to talk about with the goal. Let's start with Benjamin Sesko. He's done it again.
Great finish. It was a really kind of ruthless finish. I like the way he put it away with real confidence, and great play from Mateus and Brian to set it up, and we're dangerous on the break. Obviously, we can do that, and we've got the players to be able to do that. But delighted for Ben again, coming on and making a difference for us. Was a big impact again.
Yeah, we've got to dive into that ball from Mateus Cunha, because, I mean, it's not an assist because Mbeumo gets the assist, but my word, he created that goal.
Fantastic, yeah, from deep. He had to do a bit of defending, especially second half Mateus, and he did it really well, and put himself in a position to get hold of the ball and create that transition. And it was some pass over the top, and obviously the next couple of bits Brian and Ben finished it off. But yeah, it was. I just think we needed a whole team performance in terms of the pressure Everton ended up putting us under at times, and we needed everyone to defend, and the boys did that. And if you do that, you get your rewards, because we've got dangerous players.
And so much of that pressure came on your goalkeeper, Sesko And Lammens, from corners, as you say, but a couple of great saves as well. One from Michael Keane.
Yeah, made a couple really good saves. I thought he just looked really calm and composed, and in a tough environment, to be honest. And a lot of corners coming in under his crossbar, a lot of bodies, and he didn't really get flustered, and took some really good catches and good clean hands, and just takes the sting out of the game. And he was immense for us tonight.
And you're up to fourth, still unbeaten in your second spell as caretaker manager here. How pleased are you with the way it's going? It couldn't really have gone any better so far for you, Michael, could it? I'm
certainly delighted with the result, and the spirit, and the boys showing to dig deep and sacrificing for each other, and that gives me a lot of encouragement for us moving forward. Results-wise, it's been good. I think there's still so much to come from us, and in a real positive way. So let's look forward to the games coming up.
Won't be the day when he gets carried away with 3 points. We know him with that. But it's worth pointing out, under the 2 spells, he's yet to lose a game at Manchester United.
Well, that's all he's got to keep doing, basically. He's just got to keep winning games. Like
what happens if he does, Ash?
For me, if he keeps doing that, he gets the job. It's that simple for me. He's come in, he gives the players the confidence to go out and play. He's got fans singing again. He's got fans hoping. He's got a team up into 4th, 3 points off Aston Villa. If this keeps going that way, I can't see the club, and I don't think the club should turn in any other way, because I think he's got it right. He knows that, they can play better. We saw tonight in the first half they wasn't as good as what they can be. Of course he wants to get to a point of where, like Mo said, that they want to dominate teams. But right now, they're not able to do that. They're playing more on the counter-attack. But when it's finishing off like they have done tonight, why wouldn't you give him the job?
He was the match winner, but as I say, 3 clean sheets in 6 games now for Manchester United, and their goalkeeper, Sesko And Lammens, who's waiting to speak to us live from Hill Dickinson Stadium. Sesko, very well done, another clean sheet. How big a win is that for you boys tonight?
Yeah, it's probably one of the most important wins this season. We knew, 2 weeks off, 1 week no game, that it was going to be a difficult one to get back in the rhythm, to get back in the last five games, get that winning streak going again. So it was really important today. Also feel a little bit sour the home loss against them, so we wanted to prove something today as well. I think our game wasn't the best. We could have been better with the ball, but if you work hard and as a team, if you defend well, we have players on top who can help us out. And like you said, Benjamin, who comes in and who helps us out again, is really important for us.
Yeah, that's him at one end of the pitch. You say about defending well. I mean, how many questions did Everton ask you, in particular, with those amazing corners? 9 of them in the second half. What was that like with all those players in front of you?
Yeah, it's starting to get a lot. They're trying stuff to hinder me, to not get to the ball, so I understand that as well. But like you see on here, it's starting to get a little bit much, because I can't even be on the pitch. I have to be inside my own goal. So I think that's when it starts to get a little bit too much. But yeah, it's also difficult for the referees. I understand that, but I'm really happy that I could still help the team, even though it was really difficult today on those corners.
Senna, it's Michael Owen. Congratulations, another good performance from you. You seem to bring a real calming influence as well to this Manchester United back four, the team in general. Is that just your character? Is that something that you work on, or does it come naturally?
It's a bit of both, I think. It's also naturally my character is a little bit more calm and relaxed and ease. I mean, relaxed is the wrong word, because I'm always ready and for everything. But I think that's also very important for me as a goalkeeper. You have to bring calmness and rest and good feeling to your defense, so they know they can trust you. I would say it's a bit of both.
Certainly, Ashley Young here. Just want to say congratulations on the win tonight. Obviously, you've got a settled back four in front of you. Does that bring you a lot of confidence to have a settled back four? Not too many changes, chopping and changes. You've got a formation there of a settled, like I say, the back four. Does that give you a lot of confidence going into the games?
I think we got a lot of good players, but like you said, I think the beginning of the season was a little bit in and out. Some people getting injured, not really getting the rhythm going with the same back four. So I think with the last couple of games, we've had almost the same back four now with Lenny today. But still, you can feel the togetherness, the trust in each other, and just the way we defend together and how much pride we take in it, just defending our goal. And then it's still our players up top who have to make the difference, but we know we trust them as well. But we know our job is very important, so that's why we take pride in, yeah.
And just finally, Senna, can you feel the belief, the confidence? I mean, 16 points from 18 under Michael Carrick.
Yeah, like I said, we had a really good stretch going, really good stretch of 5 games. So we knew today was going to be really massive to continue that streak and continue that good feeling. We want to chase those above us, so I think today we did a really good job, and now we have to keep going. The belief is there, the feeling is good, so we just have to keep going. And like I said before as well, it's not always the best game, the best way of playing or with the ball, but if you work hard like this and if you defend together, you can win every game, especially with our kind of group.
Well, listen, very well done on your clean sheet and the win. Thanks very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you. Bye-bye, see you guys.
That is Sesko And Lammens live on Merseyside for you. You fancy playing in front of him, that calming influence that Michael was talking about?
Yeah, of course, definitely. It'd be really nice to, have a goalkeeper like that as just calm and.
It has been a problem position for United prior to his arrival.
It has been. It has been a problem for a long while. When you've got a keeper that wants to do his job, he wants to catch the ball, he wants to punch the ball. He's kicking it at times. He's not making silly mistakes. You've got confidence in the keeper that's behind you. As a back four, that's all you need.
Yeah, really impressive. I mean, because you say it's been a problem position, it has been, and I think they've almost stumbled on Lammens in many ways.
Well, you say stumbled. Let's give some credit to the recruitment team, because he went under the... I mean, the day he signed, I text Peter Schmeichel. Do you know what Peter Schmeichel said? And he watches goalkeepers everywhere. He said, I've never heard of him, Steve. Well, they've heard of him now. I mean, he's on that list. The first four were all hugely influential in that win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that now has turned... I mean, if you'd said about 6 months ago, look at those players, you'd say, yeah, Mbomo, Cunha, Premier League experience. Oh, Sesko's not looking good. He's looking expensive. Lammens, I've not really heard of him, as Peter Schmeichel might have said, obviously. It's almost a mixed bag. But now you're looking at it with a little bit of change and a bit of confidence and all that's going on at Manchester United at the moment, and all of a sudden, all of those signings look as if they're on the money. So just shows you how it's changed. But I go back to it saying he wasn't necessarily... He was probably bought for the future and to see if he can develop and all the rest of it. He was almost thrown in because not really happy with what's going on in the first, in that position. So... and I don't think he came in with everybody thinking, yes, this is the new kid on the block. This fella's going to be brilliant. It was like, we're going to have to give him a go. We're not really happy with what we are at the moment. So fair play to him. He's grabbed that chance with both hands, and he's making that position his own now.
And with him and the three who combined for the goal, I mean, Manchester United's recruitment has had a battering, hasn't it, over the last few seasons? I mean, we need to point out the success at the moment of those four names and the influence they've had tonight in this season. Yeah,
of course, and I think that it's been a difficult time for the club with recruitment. With the players that they brought in, still there was questions over them, but they were the ones that you were saying, well, they are doing things in the games and they were creating, not as much as what they have done now. And when you're having that creativity in the team, and you're being more and more influential. And you look at the three, like we spoke about, that were involved in the goal. They were fantastic, and the way that they find each other with the passes, the way that they get the team up the pitch at times with the counter attack. Then it's got to be done, and they have been a breath of fresh air since they've come in. And like you say, the recruitment team do have to take some credit for that.
Another win for Manchester United under Michael Carrick, and another goal from super sub Benjamin Sesko. They beat Everton 1-0 at the Hill Dickinson, and Gary Neville reckons United will go on to finish third. We'll get into Jay on that shortly, but here's that crucial goal, There was less than 20 minutes left when Man United broke quickly and Bryan Mbeumo squared for Sesko to score.
It's Sesko! He's done it from the bench again! He's becoming their modern-day Solskjaer.
And that was an aggressive celebration, and a celebration of a man who's saying to his manager, you must start playing me. And it's the three summer signings combining. He has a long time to look at it, and he just has to concentrate, and there's real power and precision in the finish. And there, have that. I think they could finish third. I really do think they could finish third, and I think I said a couple of weeks, I thought Villa might just get pulled back a little bit. Like you say, these teams have got European football in front of them, and that's a big distraction, and Manchester United don't have that, and I think they're in a decent place. You look at the players out there, they go over to celebrate tonight, look like they're in a decent sort of mood. They're winning when they play well, they're winning when they don't play well, they're picking up points when they didn't play well at West Ham, so all of the right things are starting to happen. They've hit a really good run. I do think they'll finish third or fourth.
So, good morning to Jay Bothroyd. We'll get into Sesko in a moment, but third for Manchester United, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I said at the beginning of the season, we can actually go back to it and see at some point, but I did say that if Man United can play the way they did against Arsenal, then they have a good chance of finishing in the top 6. That's what I said. But now, seeing the way they're playing and see the way the league's panned, I definitely think they can finish in the top 3. I think they've been fantastic. They're playing with energy. They're playing in a formation where everyone looks very familiar now. I mean, it's only a few points. There's a lot of games to go, 11 games to go now. I think it's going to be very close, and I agree with Gary Neville there. I think Aston Villa are going to get pulled back a little bit. And again, I'm not sure they will finish in the Champions League spaces now, especially with the injuries they have.
Do you think Villa might, end up being 6th?
Yeah, I got to ask
We're kind of assuming that 5th's going to be OK, aren't we, for the Champions League?
Yeah, we're assuming that. But I mean, we spoke about it, for a few weeks now. Are Aston Villa in the title race? I don't think they're in the title race. I mean, they are where they are because, they've done so well this season. There's no doubt about that. Emery's got them playing great football. But I never thought they was in a title race. I genuinely think that, Chelsea, are going to come strong at the end. They got a better squad, they got more depth, and then obviously Man United are doing fantastically well as well.
OK, in terms of Manchester United, that's our poll today, or one of them. Will Manchester United finish in 3rd place? And actually, yes, 63% of you are saying yes at the moment.
A lot of Man United fans.
Well, no, general football fans, Jay, obviously agree with Gary Neville about 3rd place. 16 points from a possible 18 since Michael Carrick has come in. Has he already passed his audition?
You know what, to be honest, Tom, I genuinely think if what happened with Solskjaer hadn't happened, I think they would have given him the job. But I think they're being a bit more wary because obviously Solskjaer went into the job, done really well. As he went in there, the players were really responding to him. But then obviously things turned for the worst the following season, the following few seasons. So I can understand why they're a bit sceptical to give him the job right now. But if this carries on, I mean, I want to see Michael Carrick as the manager. That's just me personally. I think he's great for, I want to see young managers in these big jobs now. I think it's refreshing. But I think they should give him the job. And I think it would be a risk if you bring a name in and then you have to pay that name. Let's just say someone like Luis Enrique. You're going to have to pay him like 20 odd million a year. And if that don't go well, you're going to have to go back to Carrick. And that's if Carrick don't get another job, which is like, I'll be looking at Tottenham, Newcastle. He's from Newcastle. Tottenham, he's played there as well. Like, I think these are jobs that he could potentially get at the end of the season if those managers leave, of course.
By the way, a lot of messages there saying that Manchester United can finish above 3rd, by the way. So some optimistic fans out there. Right, another super sub goal for Benjamin Sesko. But is it time for him to start? Here's what Gary Neville thinks.
He looks like he's growing in his game and in his body, and he looks like he's got more power in his sort of performance. His confidence is high, and I think now on Sunday, I think Michael Carrick starts him. Just feeling how Michael will look at that, I think it would kill the lad if he didn't start on Sunday. So I think what you'll see on Sunday is probably Cunha to the left and Burmo to the right. I think Sesko up top, and I think you'll see Bruno obviously in behind.
Do you agree then, Jay? You actually at the top said no.
The thing is I don't think we're gonna if this happens and Sesko does start, I think Ahmad's gonna be the player that comes out. Just like he came off yesterday, Sesko went up there and then there was like a rotation between Mbeumo and Cunha that went in them wide areas. I think Cunha has been fantastic. I mean, Dorgu was there before, obviously he's got injured, but he's scored some very important goals. I really like Sesko as a striker. When he was in Germany, he was very good, scored some unbelievable goals. This goal last night as well, I mean, it is, Mbeumo done all the hard work. He's gave him a perfect ball, perfect pass, and Sesko's running onto that, and it's a very, very cultured finish, calm finish, and that obviously that means a lot to him because he wants to play. I think he's close, but the reason why I did say no is because at the moment, I think Carrick will look at Ahmad and say, he's very important to us. But, I mean, the way they keep on playing and the way Sesko keeps on playing, that could change. And I think Ahmad might be the player that comes out because Mbeumo's been fantastic as well. OK, we'll be speaking to a Manchester United fan very soon. But first, here's how to get involved with the Finalysis app. Manchester United fan Flex. Now, Flex, great to see you. This is probably the happiest I've seen you for a long time. How high will you finish?
You can keep wheeling me out with these wins. I'm telling you that. You keep wheeling me out when it's positive. I can get behind that.
Flex,
third.
give us the funk.
We can finish third, man. 100% we can finish third. Listen, I was getting a bit excited a couple of weeks ago saying, why not go for City? We're 6 points behind them, then it went to 3. Maybe that's a bit of a push. But listen, at the end of the day, the mission is to get Champions League football, whether that's third, whether that's fourth, whether that's fifth. We need to be getting Champions League football. But the way we are building momentum and consistency at a time of the season that is so pivotal. When you look from third to sixth, right? You look at Liverpool, they're inconsistent. You look at Chelsea, you look at Villa, Manchester United to some extent. We've all been inconsistent. Even the top 2 for the title race, they've been inconsistent. It's an inconsistent season from top to bottom. That is what we're seeing. It's who can put a run together towards the end of the season, put their head above the parapet and stake a claim. And guys, listen to me right now, yeah? Ole Gunnar Sesko, this kid, put some respect on him, right? No, it's true. Put some respect on him.
I said this before, Flex, at the beginning of the season. You know when there was talk about Arsenal, who should Arsenal sign? Obviously,
Yes.
I was talking Isak, I was talking Alvarez, I mentioned Ekitike. Sesko was in there for me ahead of Goalkeeper because I think he's a very, very good player. He can score all types of goals. He's strong, big, he's quick. You see the pay. He'd left, my man for Everton yesterday? He left him.
Tarkowski.
He left him. I think Tarkowski left his handbrake on.
With Housery all game. He was too busy throwing people in the net with Housery all game.
He's a fantastic player.
Do you know what, Jay? What I wanted from Gary yesterday as well. Gary, I love you, okay? I need you to commit to Sesko, Gary. I need it. Like he was like, he's not perfect, but he said what Gary should have been saying in comms yesterday was, look at that, it's Haaland-esque. He's left Tarkowski for dead. It's Haaland. He's on his bike. And that is a fantastic finish. He scored 6 and 7.
Flex. We can't talk about Haaland though. Can't talk about Haaland just yet.
No, what I'm saying
premature.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying he's better than him. He's going to be as good as him. What I'm saying is give him that United bias. Give him it. Let him have his flowers. But also, guys, when life gives you lemons, what do you do? Keep clean sheet.
This is what we were saying.
Guy,
Flex, I haven't spoke about Man United's goalkeeper since he's been signed. I haven't spoke about him this season. I have not said a word about Man United's goalkeeper because he's been that good. He's made fantastic saves. He's been playing out from the back. He's been a good sweeper keeper. He's definitely one of the signings of the season.
Well, we're going to be getting on to signings of the season and goalkeepers in a moment, but Jamie sent us this voice note. Listen to this.
You know, they've got Crystal Palace at home next. They've got Villa at home as well in the next month. So I think they've got a good chance. You know, they're unbeaten in 10. So fingers crossed they make third. Even if fourth, I'll take that. You know what I mean? Manchester United have come from nowhere to this. So I'm impressed.
Definitely.
And give Carrick the job.
Definitely. Okay, so, well, it's the end there saying give Carrick the job. What do you think, Flex?
Let's game by game. It's too early. We're 6 games
11
in.
games left in the league.
Yeah.
When would you want a decision made?
I think
it's got to be by April.
Yeah, we do have to do it before the end. We shouldn't be getting to May and then be like, right, let's go for the manager search. But for me, I do understand that there's a lot of candidates for the job, and I before Carrick got there, I'm like, I think we should go for a top manager, an experienced manager, one of the big ones. But when you look at the managerial landscape and how it's changing, Thomas Tuchel's not available anymore, Carlo Ancelotti's not available anymore. How realistic is it that Luis Enrique is going to come to Man United, and what does that look like, the dynamics of that? If Carrick puts the footing down and puts the foundations down and continues to do this, he's probably the most appealing. I'll be honest, and I think you have to go with what you know sometimes.
Flex, that's the thing you mentioned there, Luis Enrique. But I look at Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique comes to Man United. He's not winning 5 mil a year. He's wanting 20 mil a year, something like that, and probably beyond that. He's going to say that's the kind of money I want. If he then comes in, and then Man United go through this period where they're not playing well, as well as Carrick's done with this team, can they afford to pay him, sack him and say, there you go, take your money and leave? Because then you're going to have to go back to someone like Carrick. You probably would go back to Carrick if you didn't have a job. But I think by then, Carrick probably would have took a Tottenham or a Newcastle. He's going to get a big job because he's done well at Middlesbrough. He's doing well at Man United now. A Premier League club is going to say, we'll take him, we'll take you, we want you to be our manager.
Yeah, he's doing well. And I agree with you there, Jay, because And I was in that camp of like, go and get the name brand manager, go and get this, go and get that. But you've got to think about how that manager is going to come in and work alongside Ineos when they've got a lot to put right. They've got a lot to work at. And what we need now is stability. We need familiarity. And Michael Carrick appears to be showing that for the first 6 games at least. Like you said, there's still 10, 11, 12 games left. We have to keep calm. But he's in pole position. It's almost his job to lose if he continues in this vein. And I didn't necessarily think that before Michael Carrick got there. But with the record that he's got now, I think United fans, listen, we're not perfect. The last couple of games against West Ham and last night against Everton, we can see we got issues if team let us have the ball. We can see that. But the most important thing around Michael Carrick, should he get the job, is the recruitment. Even under Ruben Amorim, we became better by proxy just by signing Premier League players. Just by signing Cunha and Mbeumo and a competent goalkeeper and Benjamin Sesko, we became a better team. Ruben Amorim self-combusted, fell out with the hierarchy and left us in 6th position. He wasn't even doing that bad. He didn't get sacked because of results. So if you do hire Carrick, which I'm not opposed to if he does the job to get us into Champions League, just recruit well again. This has been one of our best windows in a very long time.
Who would you bring in going forward? Where do you think Man United need to strengthen their team?
Central midfield. For me, Elliot Anderson has to be a priority. Don't miss the bag like we did with Declan Rice a few years ago.
I love
don't
him.
miss the
I think
bag
he's a great
when
player.
we had the chance. Yeah, don't miss the bag
And
when we
Wharton.
had the chance to time. Moises Caicedo, Wharton, Baleba, Tonali. These types of guys, we need to be right at the front of the quew.
Did you see
fumble the bag?
Flex, I don't know if you see this, but Sports Illustrated, they mentioned that Odegaard might want to go to Man United.
No, I don't want him, mate. I don't want him, mate. I want Bruno Fernandes, mate, or we bring Cole Palmer home. We don't want Odegaard, mate.
Cole Palmer, yeah?
Yeah. That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't want.
Do you think that's realistic, though?
What, Palmer? Yeah, not this summer, maybe, but he's
got a 9-year deal.
Don't worry about that, man. Don't worry about that. But listen, guys, I have to say this. Sorry, Tom. Sesko And Lammens, I know you was going to talk about maybe signings of the season. I'm telling you, this is Man United's signing of the season. I thought it was Mbeumo. I love how consistent he's been. He's been excellent. But let me tell you, we used to pray for times like this. The PTSD, that has been caused from having Andre Onana in net. Sesko And Lammens is just going under the radar, collecting things like baby Courtois, bro. And I have to say this, what I love about him is his personality. He's not interested in main character syndrome. This guy looks like he uses unscented shower gel. He just wants to be clean. I don't need oud. I don't need patchouli. I don't need to be smelling of roses. I just need to be competent, do my job, and
this
go home.
This save was unbelievable.
Fantastic save. And we faced about 10, 11 corners with absolutely Royal Rumble settings on the goal line. And Sesko And Lammens was finding space to come and punch the ball, come and claim the ball, to the point where even David Moyes himself after the game said, my gosh, they got a good one there. And Van der Sar was playing it in the studio as well.
That's what. Sorry, Tom. That's what I was going to say. His demeanour reminds me a bit of Van der Sar. Calm, relaxed.
Yes, and we have to keep calm. He's young, but he's a good one. He's a good one.
It's high praise indeed. OK, Flex, great to see you. Thank you.
Flex. Nice one, fellas.